House Goneril. Descendants of one of the 10 elites, it is a military house that is chiefly tasked with military strikes and defense against the Almaran army, mostly due to its territory's position in the east. Lord Holst, the next head of the house, is widely renowned as the alliance's bravest general. House Ardelia, a house of counts with land in the east of the Leicester territory. In 1167, it was involved in House Perm's rebellion. The empire retaliated by repeatedly meddling in the house's internal affairs, leading to a sharp decline in its noble standing. House Gloucester. Descendants of one of the 10 elites, this house of counts hails from southern Leicester territory. The current head of the house is ambitious, excels at public relations, and has an influential voice among the 5 noble families with voting rights at the Leicester Alliance Roundtable, second only to House Regan. House Edmund, a house of marquess with land in the north of Leicester territory. Beneficial trade policies emphasizing fair use of its personal harbors have rewarded the house a great deal of applause, to such a degree that it was eventually accepted into the ranks of the 5 great lords of the alliance. Current head of house is a renowned orator. House Daphne. Descendants of one of the 10 elites and formerly among the 5 great lords of the alliance, they lost much power due to eternal discord for the last several generations. No head of House Daphne has borne a crest. Despite this, it still maintains its status as a noble family. Okay, I think we're on the last deal. Okay, so this is the Fargus royals. House Blooded. I cannot pronounce that for the life of me. This house claims the as a 10 elites as its ancestor. It has ruled the kingdom for over 400 years, ever since Lugh, the king of lions, claimed victory in the War of the Eagle and Lion in 751. This secured the kingdom's independence from the Dresden Empire, after which Lugh was crowned as its inaugural king by the Church of Sarah. House Led resides in Ferdinand, the kingdom capital, claiming all of the surrounding territory as its domain, and many of the fiefdoms in the north of Fodland as its vassals. With the passing of King Lambert in 1176, his older brother, Grand Duke Rufus of Essa, assumed the burden of ruling the kingdom, and the young crown prince was seized. Even still, strife and disorder continued to plague the land. House Perdalius. Close enough. This house of dukes claims Perdalius of the 10 elites as its ancestor. It is one of the most ancient houses on record, even among kingdom nobility. It is said that Siphon, the sworn friend of Lugh, the king of lions, was also related to the hero Perdalius. House Gautier. This house of Margaret claims Gautier of the 10 elites as its ancestor. Its territory lies in the northernmost reaches of the kingdom. As such, it has safeguarded kingdom territory against incursions by the people of the surrounding region for over 200 years. House Charon. This house of counts claims Charon as the 10 elites as its ancestor. The house was negotiating between the resistant armies and the Church of Theros during the War of the Eagle and Lion. The head of House Charon continues the tradition of ceremonial competition within the kingdom. House Galatea. When House Daphne, once the cornerstone of the Leicester Alliance, was divided into over an inheritance feud, half of them defected to Fargus and established House Galatea, which was granted the noble title of Count. Much of its territory consists of a frigid wasteland where a severe famine occurred in the early 1170s. House Rowe. The noble house that once held territory in the Northern Empire. When the fortress city of Arenhood was constructed within its domain, it revolted against the empire and pledged the entirety of its territory, including Arenhood, to the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. For this contribution, it was awarded the noble title of Count. House Flamen. This house originally held no more than a lordship over a single castle in the west of the kingdom, but it was awarded the noble title of Viscount for its great success in the subjugation of the Dusker region in 1176. Afterwards, it was granted the Dusker region as its feudal estate. Dang, that was a lot to read.
Tomas has served as the monastery's librarian.
Yeah.
Actually, he was away from Garreg Mach for a spell, but he returned to his post last year.
That's good.
There is no one as familiar with the monastery's archives as he is.
Oh wait, why do I saw the BRB sign? Why did nobody tell me the BRB sign? So Oh, wait, you want back already? Oh no, there's more! There's more! Okay. A record consisting largely of the world outside of Poland. The author's identity is unknown, but they have clearly experienced these places firsthand. Amara, a great kingdom to the east of Poland, its territory bordered that of the Lesser Alliance with the Precipitous mountain range known as Poland's Throat, acting as the dividing line. People maintain a strong legacy of horsemanship and relish in the thrill of battle. This vast kingdom is rich in fertile prairies, deserts, and mountain ranges. Albania, a continent to the northwest of Poland. Its frigid climate is home to numerous rare and valuable species of flora and fauna. However, the human population there is extremely small due to the intense cold in the frozen earth, which is unsuitable for growing grains or other food crops. Morphis. Morphis is the name of a metropolis of magic to the southeast of Poland, as well as the boundless desert that surrounds it. In the distant past, it was called the City of Illusion. Thanks to an intricate web of trading routes, rumors of its profound and mysterious magic continue to spread. Dagda, a continent to the southwest of Poland. Due to its extreme distance from Poland, rumors of this relatively unknown world abound. Some claim it's a tropical rainforest, while others insist it's merely a giant frozen plateau. In truth, this vast continent stretches far into the north and south and supports a wide variety of terrain and climates. Okay, another traveler's one. Bridget, an archipelago nested between Poland and Dagda. It is a land of plenty that is often heralded as the perfect union of the gentle sea and nature's bounty. Both Poland and Dagda have long vied to claim this territory as their own. Durin. Durin was once the name of an enormous peninsula to the north of Poland. Today, only the northern half has kept the moniker, while the southern half now falls under the dominion of the Holy Kingdom of Prussia. Several warlike clans call this great wasteland their home. Certain areas of this region comprise the rocky desert. Dusker, peninsula to the north of Poland and the west of Serb. The people who once inhabited this area were decimated, and it now falls under the dominion of the Holy Kingdom of Prussia. Land boasts nothing noteworthy to make it a desirable travel destination, but rumors of valuable minerals waiting to be unearthed abound. Ogma Mountains, an orange mountain range somewhat south of central Poland. To the west, it forms the border between the Empire and the Kingdom, surrounding Garrick Mach, and cutting across Empire territory. It is home to many animals and plants that cannot be found elsewhere, as well as a plethora of valuable mineral deposits. Okay. History of Poland. Under the tyranny of ruthless disorder, the people endured a long period of suffering. The vile Nemesis, who proclaimed himself the king of liberation, glided in war and bloodshed. Rather than rebelling against his persecution, the people of Poland fell into his death in a mad scramble to attain power through murder and theft. 41 years before the founding of the Dresden Empire, Saint Sarah appeared in the land of Inbar, and through the many unfathomable miracles she performed, spread light across the land. In doing so, she joined the shattered hearts of the purest people of Poland, who went on to form the Holy Church of Theros. Imperial Year 1, the founding of the Dresden Empire in the first year of our calendar, the glorious Dresden Empire was founded. The name was gifted by an oracle, and its future blessed by the goddess. Its capital, Inbar, was chosen to govern the southern reaches of Poland, where the divine Saint Theros also lent her power. Imperial Year 32, the War of Heroes. William Paul Habsburg, the inaugural Dresden Empire, raised an army in pursuit of the unification of Poland. With his might, he hunted and destroyed any house of territory that dared to seek more power. Imperial Year 46, the Battle of Gronder. Intense battle erupted on Gronder Field, where the houses that were allied with Nemesis and the imperial forces of the Dresden Empire clashed. There, the imperial forces emerged victorious. Imperial Year 91, the Battle of Tailtean. Houses that were allied with Nemesis once again faced off against the imperial forces, this time at Tailtean Plain. There, the evil Nemesis finally fell, and the Empire secured a momentous victory. Imperial Year 98, the War of Heroes ends. The successor to great Emperor William I Lycon I succumbed to sudden illness. The empire, which ruled over the majority of Poland, took this opportunity to put an end to the seemingly endless fighting. year 721. First Mahak War. The Dagda army invaded from across the sea. Though the imperial forces resisted the attack and drove off the enemy, the land of Mak sustained considerable damage. Till the year 728, the invasion of Burgund. The empire invaded the Burgund archipelago, a land occupied by allies of Dagda. As penance for their refusal to surrender, the people of Burgund were relegated to a life of imperial subjugation. Till the year 731, the invasion of Dagda. Sabun of a strong foothold in Burgund, the empire mounted a large-scale invasion of Dagda. However, the fortunes of war were not on their side in the attack failed. Until the year 747, the Fargus Rebellion. Ludwig, a descendant of one of the houses that first quarreled with the empire, raised an army to demand independence, pulling the land of Fargus into a fierce rebellion. This clash came to be known as the War of the Eagle and Lion. Till year 751, the founding of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. Ludwig and his resistance army were victorious over the imperial forces. The Holy Church of Theros mediated between the two, and Fargus secured its hard-won independence as the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. Until the year 801, the Leicester Rebellion. Rebellion broke out in the imperial lands of Leicester, which the imperial army was unable to suppress. The Holy Kingdom, viewing the uprising as an opportunity to increase its own political sway, occupied the Leicester region, formally declaring it as the territory of Fargus. Until the year 861, Fargus divided. Following the death of King Claus I, three princes became archdukes and split the Holy Kingdom of Fargus, that they may rule over it as three separate territories. Through the year 881, the Crescent Moon War. The Archduke ruling over the Leicester region of the kingdom succumbed to illness. The lords of the Leicester lands refused to acknowledge the next Archduke in line, instead plotting to rule jointly as an alliance. Until the year 901, the founding of the Leicester Alliance. The Leicester Alliance was officially formed after the subjugation of hostile nobles and the removal of all opposing forces in the region to Fargus. An influential figure from the outset, Duke Regan, was inarguably the heart of the newly formed alliance. Till the year 961, the Almiran invasion. The great eastern nation of Elmira crossed through Fodlan's throat and invaded Alliance territory. The Empire dispatched troops in order to help conquer the threat, and the attackers were just barely driven off. Till the year 1101, the construction of Fodlan's Locket. To defend against future Elmiran invasions, the Alliance, the Kingdom, and the Empire joined their efforts and resources to construct the indomitable fort known as Fodlan's Locket. Okay, there's no more books. We've read everything. We're good now. I'm getting out of here before I find more. Run! Remind me never to do that again. Okay, we are never doing that again. Never. A poor throat. Hi there, you.
I'm busy. Do you want something?
I was hoping to spar with you.
Right now, but let's fight soon. I look forward to beating you.
I really need to eat. I can't hold out until the next meal. Why can't the dining hall stay open all the time? I need to keep eating if I want to get stronger.
Because you also need to train. Wait. Okay, today's special. Okay, so you can technically do any of these guys. Yeah. Technically, if we had enough, we could do that, but we don't have enough. So let's just do this. We'll do you and I guess there's no harm in doing Bernadetta.
Oh, I love this meal. How did you know?
I didn't.
Ooh, this is my favorite. You've got great taste.
I'm surprised she's in the dining hall. Thought she'd flee to her room. Be like, yep. Yay! You now have more activity points for exploration. You will now receive more monthly funds for activities. Alright.
I knew I could count on you.
And I believe that's all the quests, right?